Lala, is that a Lauren?
Yeah, how did you know?
Because we had a Lala in my high school. The girl with I mean, I'm referencing someone I haven't thought about in like 100 years, but there was a Lala that was Lauren.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
They called me Lala B in high school.
Lala B.
Yeah.
That's hilarious in Utah. That's like out of a movie about Utah high school.
Totally, right?
You know?
Yeah. Hello, gorgeous. It is Lala Kent. Today's guest is fucking hilarious, brutally honest, which I love, and completely relatable. Jared Freid, he is the voice behind the U Up and J Train podcast, a killer stand-up comic, and basically the dating translator / guru that we all really need, especially me. We're talking about the games guys play and why your screenshots to the group chat are valid therapy. So let's jump right into it. Is that true? I'm so terrified of screenshots being sent that, like, when I get text messages, I will literally call you on the phone. And that happened after legal stuff happened.
Okay.
And
that
I was
makes
like,
sense why you'd be afraid.
But even, like, amongst my friends, I'm like, I'm not saying shit in this text because you're not going to pull this up.
I guess, when we talk about screenshots, it's usually on the U Up podcast. It's just 8 out of 10 times, it's a woman who's writing in being like, what does this exchange mean? It's not to like get someone. It's more like, because that's where I come in. I'm 10% away from every guy someone is dating. So I'm not 100%, like if you think of the math of it, like whatever you're going through, you're dating and you're confused about something. You're dealing with a guy who's a straight dude who I've done what he's doing, in my own life. And not because I'm trying to be mean but because it's uncomfortable to date someone and there's another side. I think a lot of women in dating think that there's this guy who doesn't know how to text them back, but also is a master manipulator. Like, they kind of and that can't be true. Maybe it's someone with their own insecurities just like you that's trying to figure out getting themselves to the best place that they can be. We all live in the key of me. We all live the story. We're the main character. So, a lot of times people, when they write in, they're looking at these text messages. They're like, I don't understand what's going on here. And then I look at it and I go, I can tell you exactly what's going on because I can see what this person's trying to angle at, what they're trying to do. Because, again, the guy you're seeing, if you're listening, if you have an issue with dating, I'm not 100% different than that person. None of us are.
Right.
I'm within one bell curve. I'm within one standard deviation of the guy you're seeing. And most of us are very close to one another in how we feel and how smart we are. And, it's not that much difference between one person and the next. So my job on the U Up podcast is to try and give voice to the straight male perspective that I do think is missing. Okay. I think, when straight men talk about dating and they generally get a platform online, they sound like assholes. It's the worst people. It's bad actors that are looking to get a following that get the platform. And the reason U Up has kind of been around. We've been around for 7 years, and we have people that love our show. I'm not saying that we're not a big show, but we've kind of just flown by because a lot of the stuff is diet and exercise, and that's really the most boring advice. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear it. It's like diet. Yeah, they're not texting because they're just trying to they want to keep you as an option. That's not really a fun dating take, but it is the take. Do you ever get people that write in that are maybe texting communication is all they have? We know that meeting in the DMs or meeting in an app, that's kind of the norm now. That's totally fine. There's no shame on that. I think that's great. But you don't get to know someone unless it's in person. So do you tell people to abort mission then? If it's a long distance thing? I don't tell people what to do. I give them a strategy that would work on me. When I give someone advice, it's something to do, and if you do it, it'll work because it would work on me. So if you give me an example like the one you're talking about right now. Yeah. Hey, I've been texting with this guy for 3 weeks. He won't make a plan. Okay, I want him to ask me out. I want him to make a plan because to most women, that is attractive when a guy makes a plan. I know that. He knows that. There's a reason he's not making the plan. He might just want to be building trust with you so that you guys can meet up in more casual settings. I don't know. He might be texting and texting and texting because he has someone else he's dating. I don't know. But these are all on the spectrum. On the spectrum, there's a spectrum of answers.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it is, but I can say to that person who's been texting with a guy for 3 weeks, let's look in the mirror and say, hey, what do I want? Well, I want a first date. Okay, that's simple. I would go text that guy, hey, it's been really fun communicating here. You got to be positive and you got to ask for what you want.
Okay.
So, hey, it's been really fun talking to you. Live in the reality because it has been fun. You have enjoyed the 3 weeks of texting even though you want something else.
Right.
Okay, so acknowledge. I've had a really good time texting the last 3 weeks. I think it's time for me to meet in person. I'd love to get together, make a plan, and I'm in. I'm free Tuesday and Wednesday next week.
All right, so you give him the days, you let him know, I'm down for the cause, here's the days I'm free, let me know.
I have given, and again, we all want to be, most women want to be pursued. So what you've done is now given him all the tools, the wood, the hammer, the nails to build the house.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel as good as you wanted, but nothing's going to feel as good as you wanted 3 weeks in texting, they haven't made a plan.
Right.
So I'm getting it to like the point, if you're going to sit there and text him for 3 weeks, it's because you want to date.
Yeah.
So let's put out the hammer, put out the nails, put out the wood, and now he can build that house. This is an adult who had the ability to match with you on an app and make you believe they were a fun person enough to go out with them and spend time with them. So they have the ability to make that plan. They will either make that plan when you say, hey, I'm free Tuesday, and this has been fun, I'm free Tuesday or Wednesday, make a plan and I'm in. If they do anything but make a plan for Tuesday or Wednesday, that's it.
Call it a day.
At that point, it's make a plan or I'm done. And you don't have to say anything because you're not going to teach anybody.
Right.
You're not teaching someone who doesn't want to be taught. So a lot of times it's a lot of women that write in, and I say women because I'm in the position of like speaking.
You're the male perspective.
I'm responding to their emails. So
right.
like I don't want to group women together. If this doesn't apply to you, that's fine. My point is that when women write into the show, they're like I'm so confused. You're not confused. You're turned off.
Oh.
You know, every time you say confused, just say turned off, and it'll answer all your questions.
Oh, I like that because I would much rather be turned off than confused.
Yeah, because you're not confused. You're a smart woman.
Confused leaves me vulnerable. Turned off means you're giving me the ick, and I'm kind of like working my way out.
Here's the thing about turned off: doesn't mean it's over. You know, being turned off and communicating that's a real motivator to someone that really wants to get to know you. Any woman who has ever told me, that thing you're doing kind of turns me off, hit me in the core.
Ooh.
So if you really want to, and it's a person with taste. It's a person I respect, a person who respects themselves. And I'm not here to be a motivator. Like, I'm not here to like tell you you're great and wonderful. Like, I'm just saying like how I hear these things.
Okay.
You know, like I'm not trying to say like I do like think everyone is fine. Everyone's for someone. But like, I just hear a lot of bullshit from smart people. You know, I'm confused. Well, you're college educated and you got to this point.
Well, it's because
you're not confused about anything but this.
Yeah, I know, but that's
sounds
because
like you want to fucking it sounds like you want to put confusion in the way of having taste.
Well, you can't talk about having. This is something where like the heart is speaking, right? And like you could be a Harvard graduate and the heart just fixates on what it wants. I continue at the age of 34, almost 35, to be attracted to men who make me work really, really fucking hard.
Who are you dating right now, Lala?
Nobody.
Are you texting with anybody?
So I like to say that yes. My whole thing is when you say, are you dating? That puts me in a box of potential. Whereas when you say, are you talking to this person? It leaves me to be...
I didn't ask those questions, though.
You said, are you dating? And I said, no.
Are you seeing anyone? Are you, like, talking to anyone? That's
talking. I like talking better.
Well, I think...
I'm literally sweating because I've
never
never talked about this at all.
Well, I think what you're doing, like, to me, like, when people ask about their dating issues...
Yeah?
I've kind of, like... You know, you try to make this edible for people, like, dating conversation, especially because, again, like, this is all marketing. Dating talk is it's the same. It's
right.
there's not a lot to say. But I do believe there's such a thing as back alley dating and main street dating.
Okay, what's the back alley?
Back alley dating is meeting someone on an app, having no friends in common, and going out for drinks. That's something that no one knows about, no one cares about. There's no repercussions. No one will ask questions. How'd it go with Jake?
I have gone about my life saying I don't date right now. I don't talk to anybody.
This is such
Everything
a woman
is very
thing.
casual.
Women do this on-off switch. You're
They do?
always dating. You're always out there.
Okay.
If you're single, you're always out there. Okay? If you're unspoken for, you're always looking. That is a thing people say to themselves to not feel like they failed. You're saying, I'm not dating right now so that you'll never feel like a night
Rejection?
went... Right, rejection. That is like, to me, like, I get it. Like, I wish I'm in my hoe phase so you don't feel bad about fucking some dude. That's why men don't do that. I've never heard a guy in his hoe phase. I'm not dating right now. Every guy's always dating, always looking, always not looking. And the thing that I always get put in the position of saying is that men are not... naive idiots. We are more emotionally intelligent than women give us credit for. So the idea that he would hear this and go, you like me? Is crazy. That'd be him. He'd be an asshole for doing that.
Okay.
You're hitting on something that like has been a big piece of advice that I've said to people.
Is what?
Is if you're going out with your friends and getting like a daytime spritz or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, and this is that's the exact hang you want. Hey, I'm with my friends. We're having a spritz. If you're with any friends want to come, you're more than welcome.
I like
Open
this.
invitation. No harm, no foul. You don't come, that's okay. You got other things going on. But what you're doing when you say, I'm out with my friends and having fun and would love for you and your friends to come too, again, that's the main street date that you want.
Right.
Because friends are there.
Yeah.
That is... you seeing them, again, this is about you seeing if they're the right partner for you. You seeing them interact with your closest and bestest.
Because that's a big deal.
Of course it is, but we all talk about it hypothetically. Mm-hmm. They got to get along with my friends. I got to be able to leave them alone at a party. Well, you haven't invited them to a fucking party.
Yeah.
And you never invite them out with your friends because you're afraid of your friends going, what happened to Jason? And then you go, well,
it didn't work out.
Well, fuck off. That sucks. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Take the chance. So if you like them, again, that's what makes me go, I like the person? I do this all the time in my life. Oh, I would love to invite someone to come hang with my friends if we're out. But I'm like, do I like them enough to give that part of my life to them? That's
the
hard
other
too.
thing.
That's taking responsibility from me. I back away from a lot of like really nice people that I go, it wouldn't be fair of me to, because when I was younger, I didn't really care. Hang with my friends, meet my parents. Who cares? They don't care because I didn't deal with what women have to deal with a lot.
Right.
I didn't have to deal with like what happened to them and did they end it with you and the societal stuff.
Okay.
Of like the pressure a lot of women feel that like you're a failure if it doesn't work out with the person you brought home to your friends and family. I do understand that's a different game.
Well, it's a lot of pressure because I think, especially for women who start getting older,
of course,
they want it to work out. And there's that whole thing. If I'm still single at 30, like I'm going to marry my best friend. That's our deal.
Right.
So to come home again and again to be like, oh, it didn't work out with this one. It didn't work out with that one. I think that we are programmed to think that others are going, what's wrong with you that none of this is working out?
Listen, I don't envy it. I only started feeling what's wrong with you like the last couple of months.
Really?
I'm 40. When you turn 40, I think men get that like 40, never married, no kids. I think that becomes more, but never like it is for women. Anyone who wouldn't admit
Do you think it's the biological
different
clock as well for women? Where it's like, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, that's all shit I don't have to deal with.
Right,
But also
exactly.
that's like sewn into the fabric of society. Like it's stuff that like I don't envy. But if anyone, this is where like the online voice for men is so gross because they never seem to acknowledge that like it's a different battle for women. Like all those guys that are like pieces of shit online that like give like hot takes on dating, they all just kind of have this like, they never really acknowledge that like the pressures are different on the other side.
They're
of it.
way
Yeah.
different.
Right. And that's something that like I fully acknowledge. That's like but also that's why like the messaging that I or my perspective, I try to let people know like, yeah, that doesn't matter to me as much as it does to you.
Okay.
Like that's good to know.
Okay, real talk. There was a time in my life when I realized that the way I was spending money day to day was having a huge impact on my long-term goals. Like, I wasn't even thinking about credit scores until I needed one when I wanted to buy a house. And let me tell you, getting it together financially, it's a total game changer. That's where Chime comes in. With Chime, you can be smart about your credit without all the pressure. Their Credit Builder secured Visa credit card lets you build credit history just by making everyday purchases and paying them off on time. No annual fees, no interest, and absolutely no credit checks to get started. I love that Chime gives you access to credit tracking tools and personalized tips to help you stay on top of your score without stressing about it. Whether it's qualifying for better rates on a car loan, getting approved for your dream house, or just knowing you're financially solid, a better credit score makes it all easier. Plus, you use the money you set aside to build credit, and Chime automatically reports your payments to help you boost your score. It's credit building made simple. Make everyday purchases count with Chime's secured Credit Builder Visa credit card. Get started today at chime.com/Lala. Chime. Feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
What's like the age range of women who are reaching out to you?
Oh, we get it's weirdly getting wider because there's so many women in their 50s and 60s who are like getting single now, and people in that age group who have never dated with the internet, and now they're like single. So we're getting that, but mostly 20. We're like a 27 to like, if I'm to give it a 10-year, 27 to 37. But like again, I'm 40. There's people around my age that reach out, and we have. I mean, it's really just mostly women.
Well, yeah.
But I love when men listen too, because like, of course, like I'm not like, I do stand up, I go around the country. When I first started doing stand up or started going on the road, I've been doing stand up for 15 years. And then I, kind of like stumbled upon, I wanted to do a podcast. And then I like basically was like, hey, and here's my email in. And all the email questions were from men looking for dating advice. But all the male dating advice was like, met this chick, how do I fuck? And it was like very like
So do
funny.
you think men think with their dick more so than like anything else?
Yes and no. I do, but I'm saying at the time there was like a young group of men listening.
Because
I was 27 when I started.
You were a youngin'.
Started doing the podcast. And then when women started listening to podcasts, I started getting all these emails from women. And that's when the show got interesting. And then U Up started with Betches, and we did the male-female counterpoint. I do the show with Jordana Abraham. She started Betches with her, with Sammy and Aileen. They're, three friends that went to college together. So like, I've been so we have had this podcast like the last 7 years, and it's just very like, and now you have people that listen with their spouses, that listen with their boyfriend. And that I always know the couple's like good. Because like we're talking about things. Like we're bringing up subjects.
Is it
that
live?
are hard. We tape it. No, we tape, but like it's Wednesday and Friday,
But the couples are calling in. You're not answering questions from a video that they sent in.
We get emails, mostly emails. We've gotten voicemails in the past. We just had a couple on our benefits episode come on to have a fight, where we were like Judge J and J, where we played like couples court, and they had a dispute, like an argument about like he had a friend that was reaching out to go to the zoo together. And we like talked it out. It was really fun, and it was like really good. Like
I hope you told him to not go to the zoo. Did he do his research on it?
He wasn't going, but he couldn't understand why she was upset that he would go to the zoo with a female friend. Yeah, and why the zoo was like such a sticking point. So it's a good conversation. But I do, like, that guy and her, like, they've been together, like, 3 years, you know, like, and they're calling it us.
What zoo did they go to? Do you remember?
It was in Amsterdam, I think, because they were from Amsterdam.
Okay.
They had
Damn.
they'd been to my show in Amsterdam. And
so she was upset that he was going to go to the zoo with a... That's a little weird to me, too.
It is weird. They acknowledged it. Like, they were way more, again, like, they were way more cool. Like, this sounds like he's going to the zoo to fuck this woman. You know, like, but it's not, it wasn't like that at all. Like, it was actually like, I did understand his perspective. It turns out the friend, there's a deeper thing going on there, like, where the friend is kind of having issues in their life, and he was kind of he kind of felt like he was helping them by being a friend to them. So, like, it was like that stuff was working in. It was just interesting.
What's like the most intense message that you've gotten where you're like, I don't think that I could help you with this?
Those are the hard ones, because you're like, I'm no therapist. I try to say to people, I'm like...
Well, I have to imagine that people do kind of look at you as a therapist when they come to you.
Well, I always say they should go... you try to push people, like, get a professional... Because professional can give you the tools, like, to get through these things. Like, I can't do that. I can just give an opinion. Like, I'm not going to, like... I'm there to have fun with the subject.
Right.
When it gets into that territory... It's hard for us to even do it. I kind of like...
You stick to, like, breaking down the DMs, and you keep it light, and you just stay in your male perspective.
And also, like, and also telling people, like, hey, this is, like... Sometimes people write in about this, like, story they think is not that serious, and you're like, this is serious. Like,
right.
I think those are, like, sometimes, like, even just hearing, like, that from someone who's not your friend. Like, I think why do people write into a podcast? They go... The beauty of giving advice on a podcast is I don't have to make eye contact with the person.
Your friends, that is easy.
When your friends give you advice, they soften. They also give advice from the perspective of knowing you from high school when you were Lala B. Like that's a different and then you don't trust the advice because you go, well, you're just saying that to Lala B. You don't know me now. So when I get an email, I'm reading what they wrote to me.
Yeah.
That's it. And I also like, I like reading the emails because the answers are sometimes in them. The things people point out to us, it says a lot about them. Sometimes you can tell someone's trying to, like, get you on their side before they've even asked a question. And, like, I can see it in the email. I'm like, you don't have to fucking make yourself a victim to me.
Right.
Right? And, they dumped me on a Tuesday. Can you believe it was a Tuesday? I get that. They describe the dump, and I'm like, yeah, you were dumped. Okay, move on.
Right.
But you see that in emails because when you go at brunch with your friends and you're like, and it was 6 weeks after my birthday, and your friend goes, oh my God.
We love to.
Right.
We love to rev each other up.
You do. And that's okay. I get the fun in that. But, like, when I see that, I have to be the person that's like, no one gives a fuck.
Right.
Like 6 weeks ago, okay, move on.
Move on from the birthday.
You didn't make me take your side more. He can still be a dick without it being your birthday 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing that's really hard is just because someone breaks up with you. Like, I've never understood why people fixate on, like, how the person broke up with them. I'm totally fine with an email, post-it note, text message, in person. In fact, I'd actually rather you send me a text because I don't want to fucking see you after.
Well, that goes back to the societal stuff. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Because it's like they're trying to show you. I think a lot of people want to vilify the other person for ending it so that they're not seen as the loser. That they were, when you're dumped and your friends are getting married, you don't want to be seen as the person who fucked up a relationship. So they need a reason why. And, okay, why did you break up? Well, can you believe this type of person? He broke up with me at my house at 3:00 on a Tuesday. Can you even believe? And they're trying to build them up as, like, this villain so that you go, you have no more questions. You don't question if it was them at all.
Okay.
That's kind of the move.
You know what doesn't belong in your hot girl summer plans? A wireless bill that's totally ruining your vibe. While you're planning beach days, barbecues, and last-minute getaways, your phone bill should not be what's holding you back. That's where Mint Mobile comes in. Right now, Mint Mobile is offering new customers 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. Yes, unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data on the nation's largest 5G network for just $15. So while your friends are out here stressing over data overages and those surprise charges, you'll be chilling, both literally and financially. You can even keep your own phone and your number, no hassle. Just pop in a Mint Mobile SIM card or activate it digitally, and you're good to go. So goodbye to overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and contracts that feel like they never end. Mint Mobile is a smarter way to stay connected all summer long, and for way less. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get this new customer offer and your 3 months unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Lala. That's mintmobile.com/Lala. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 per month. Limited time, new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com for details.
How do you feel about ghosting?
I'm against it. I think it's rude. I mean, I've ghosted. I'm not proud of it.
I think we've all ghosted, right?
Like, and also, I think the problem with ghosting is that the definition has become so vague that no one even, again, you just said, send me a text. Some people go, don't text me at all. We've been on one date. Why would you dump me?
Yeah.
Some people go, I was ghosted. We went on one date. You never texted again. So it gets confusing. You know, right and wrong, the minute we give names and we make everything a victim plea is the minute we don't know what to do. So, like, listen, we kind of like on our show, the ghosting thing, we're like, if someone is asking you to go on a date again and you are going away, like maybe you should say, hey, you have to send an uncomfortable text.
Yeah.
But if no one texts you asking for that date, like maybe there's no reason to send that text.
No, I think ghosting is, for me, when I've been ghosted, it's like we were straight fucking kicking it. We were dating. You were around my friends.
Right.
We were in each other's beds. And then you just fall off the face of the earth. Like
that's what it is to me as well.
Right. Like there's a little more at stake.
Right.
If you're just texting, DMing, and then they just never respond,
This is why words matter.
Yeah.
You know, like, because people talk about, I got ghosted on the dating app. Then with someone they've never met and they spoke to for.
No, I don't think that's a ghost.
But I'm saying people do. So I'm with you. To me, ghosting is someone had sex with you and then they never spoke to you again. And especially when you try to speak to them and say, hey, where you been? And they don't answer. Like, it takes two to be ghosted.
Right.
You know, like,
yeah.
If you just wait for someone to text you and they don't do it, were you ghosted or were you afraid of getting an answer and both people became afraid and one person became afraid to text you and you became afraid to ask for an answer?
Honestly, I just think that people are terrified of the word, like, forever. Right? People are everything is so accessible. You're swiping right. You can literally change your location. You can have a one-night stand have that connected in a matter of seconds.
Right.
Like, people are too accessible now, where I think men are more guilty of this than women. I think women crave companionship and family and stability more so than men. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why you probably get a plethora of messages, because it's very, very hard to get inside the mind of a dude.
Right. I think also, you know, I agree with what you're saying. I think also on that subject, like, men don't want commitment. Well, I think it's also, where does that fear come from? The way you are judged as a man is like, can you provide? Do you have the ability? You know, are you going to be there for that family? Like, are you, like, all those things, all those life things that come up, someone is now your responsibility.
Yeah.
When I fail on my own, I can fail in the dark. I can fail in quiet.
Yeah.
I do feel in me the fear of, like, failing and telling someone that has now made my pursuits theirs as well when you're in a partnership.
Right.
Like, that's really hard to, like, I can't imagine, you know, sharing those failures with someone. I think that's really hard to do because, when you're 3 months in with someone, you can kind of fake it. You're all potential.
Right.
And I think that's a very male thing to me. Like, I feel it. Like, and I think when I've dated someone, their lack of fear of like, let's just be in a relationship and see what happens
crazy.
Is like crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, there's no thought of like, they're just like, yeah, of course I'm ready. Every woman I've ever dated has been ready to be, settled down since 22.
Wow.
I'm just saying like that generally. And you go, you have no fear of this. You've never thought twice. And then it's funny because now now I'm at the age where you start hearing from the people who settle down quickly that go, we never, that maybe that was, like you get the second guessing.
Seeking third parties coming in to
I don't
the
know
marriage.
That's extreme. That's what people like to hear about.
I don't know.
They like to hear about that, but I don't know how much that's happening. At least I'm not getting a lot of offers to be the third. I
think it's more women.
Right. Well,
like, I only like men. Like, I've hooked up with chicks. But if I were in a marriage, there's no way that I would want a second dude.
Oh, I'm just saying.
You want
I'm just saying,
chick
or
always.
a dude on the side. That's what I would more, like open marriages. Like you hear about all
Sounds
these
like
things.
A lot.
You hear about all these things. I think they take up space in the room. Like, I was thinking more like, well, he doesn't care. Come with me. You go, that's not really happening. Like
swinging.
Yeah, like
that's
you hear about
a big thing
a
in Utah.
I think it's taking up space in the room where it's not really deserved. I think like this whole like it's like we had this whole thing we did our U Up podcast on the road. So we went and did a dating show. Yeah, we did a dating show on the road. 50 cities or 20 something cities. Everywhere was bad, the worst dating place. Everyone claimed their city was the worst for dating, which means there's no good city for dating.
Summer is packed with so many big moments, weddings, vacations, spontaneous nights out, and I always want to feel confident and present. But let's be real. When you're dealing with hair thinning or shedding, it can throw you off. That's why I started taking Nutrafol. After I had Ocean, I used Nutrafol postpartum, and it was a total game changer for me. I used it again when I had my second daughter, Sosa. But now that Sosa is no longer breastfeeding, I've transitioned back to Nutrafol Women. I've seen visibly thicker, stronger hair and less shedding, and honestly, I just feel like me again. Nutrafol takes a whole-body approach to hair wellness, targeting the root causes of hair thinning from the inside out. It's the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, and they have formulas tailored to your specific needs, whether it's postpartum, menopause, a plant-based lifestyle, or just wanting to feel your best. You take 4 pills daily with a meal, that's it. And with a Nutrafol subscription, you get free shipping and can save up to 20%. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code LALA10. That's Nutrafol, spelled Nutrafol, Nutrafol.com, promo code LALA10.
Really quickly, what would you say is the hardest city to date in?
They all had their different problems.
Okay.
Like New York, there was like disposability. There's always you could swipe and never run out of people.
Totally.
San Francisco, the women in San Francisco had a saying, the goods are odd, but the odds are good. Meaning there's a lot of men.
Yeah.
But they are weird.
Okay.
They're like tech bro coder types.
Oh, all right.
So that was their issue.
Okay.
Is that you're dealing with a lot of people on the spectrum. And, or that was like the Silicon Valley area, that area of the country. LA, the problem was that
Peter Pan's, right?
Peter Pan's, and the pursuit is something else. That was major city stuff.
Yeah.
They're pursuing something else but a relationship. Here, when people in LA, everyone's got dreams that are bigger than and different than family and settling down.
Okay.
So that takes priority. So
yeah.
But the one thing that I noticed in San Francisco was like E&M, ethical non-monogamy, was like a big thing that they had an issue with.
Okay.
And it's funny, like a subject like that you hear about, ethical non-monogamy, because it's like if you're in a liberal-leaning city, like, oh, ethical non-monogamy. And it was just like weird. It was funny to see the predicament of a very liberal crowd in San Francisco have this issue. They were like, I don't fucking want that. I want a boyfriend. But these guys would put this like liberal kind of wall up.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't be like against someone's lifestyle. But it was like ethical non-monogamy is a thing, but it's a thing for, there are less people doing it than you would think, like that are able to do it.
Yeah.
To say you're on a dating app looking for ethical non-monogamy, like that can happen, so you have to acknowledge it. But it's not happening as much as people are just using that so they don't get blamed for when you guys break up and, you know, it makes you half a boyfriend instead of a full boyfriend. It's all like bullshit. It's just the fuckery of dudes, you know, like it's like, and I look at it and I smile because I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, like I don't not give a fuck, but I'm not sold that this is some high-minded individual. I think this is just a new
word
branding you've given to I want to fuck a bunch of people.
Totally.
You know, so
yeah.
I laugh at it because, and it's like a lot of these like swingers and this, it's all stuff people bring up that avoids diet and exercise, that avoids the reality of dating is really very normal and it's hard and you're looking for someone and those aren't your problems. You know, the problems aren't everyone's swinging. I don't
think that everyone's swinging. I think a lot of people, more people are cheating than not cheating. And I think that
more people are cheating than not cheating.
Yes. I think most people in a relationship want... Me? I've never cheated before.
No, what I'm saying, is that your problem in dating right now?
You know, I would have a really, really hard time being committed to someone because I don't know that I could wholeheartedly believe that they weren't fucking around on me.
I think we all would hope that you meet someone that makes you feel so good and safe that won't be the reality. I can understand from the outside looking in, listen, I'm cynical about dating too. I would hope that the person that I end up with, that's not even like a thought of
a thought in your mind?
Yeah. I would hope. But I understand what you're saying.
A lifetime is a really long time together.
Listen, I am not naive. That's why this is so hard. And there's good times and bad times and all those things. But if you're going into dating being like, I'll never trust anyone, then you probably won't. Like Let's
put it this way.
Okay.
If I were dating somebody and I trusted him and we were solid and we had a beautiful relationship and someone came to me and said, La, I really need to tell you something. I have been hearing that he's doing this behind your back.
Sure.
I wouldn't defend him. I would say that's probably
that's
true.
different than what you said. Listen, I'm with you. If someone said that to me about my brother, I go, I'll take that into account and now I gotta have a talk.
Yeah.
That sucks. But like, if you're going into dating, expecting that to happen with everybody, like I think you're like,
probably gonna expect it at some point. People who have been married for 25 years are now coming forward being like, I just found out that he's been fucking around.
I'm with you, but anything can happen.
That's very
you know
true.
I mean? A huge fire can come over Los Angeles and take out half the homes.
That did happen.
And that's what I'm saying. so like, if you said that your whole life and then it happened, you go around going, well, I was right. Well, you didn't really live life.
I fully agree with you.
You know what I mean? So
yes.
like, it kind of, to bring it back to dating and not to use someone's pain that people are like currently going through to make a point, but like, if you're going into dating, like, well, there's gonna be cheating. Like, yeah. I think you're fucked. Like, I don't think you're gonna like be in love. I don't think you're gonna. You gotta let go. Like, that stuff is like, I don't know. And I have that. I have my own version of that. Like, if I go into a relationship thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna get bored of any relationship.
That's why you bring the third party in.
That's right.
See?
Yeah.
But that's healthy. I feel like if you're in a marriage and you're like, oh, we got together at like, 25, because that's young, depending on where you live. We've been together a long fucking time. And I know I want to be with them forever, but like it's a little stuffy. How do we spice it up while still, you
Toys,
bring in
I don't know, porn. Find other
nipple
ways.
clamps.
Yeah,
do that whole thing.
Do some weird shit together. I don't know.
These are the questions that I would probably call you with as a woman.
Listen, I've given that. I've always had this great idea that there should be a monthly check-in with relationships where every month you have a date night, you have a dinner.
Yeah.
And then you write on a letter something that you've, like, it was like, I gave this idea a long time ago. I'm always going to get creative. I have the ability to because I'm not in it.
Right.
When you're in it, you kind of get less creative because there's someone else there and you know them and you're like, I can't. But I always thought it was a good idea to write 3 things on a card. Something that made you happy about them. Something that really made you happy this month. Something that really annoyed you this month. And something you'd like to try together. And you put it on a card, and then you slide it across the table, and they slide theirs across the table.
And you fill it out?
And you fill it out, and then you trade them, and then you have this like nice dinner where you're getting a little fucked up, and you have your dinner or whatever. And I think that's like a very sweet thing. Again, I'm saying that while alone, single, not in a relationship. Someone might look at me and go, that's never going to fucking happen. Maybe you do it once a year. I don't know. It'd be a sexy night. Wouldn't it be sexy and exciting for a relationship? You're 25 years in, you get that card, and they're like, yeah, I want you to put the nipple clamps on tonight.
Yeah.
And they're in the fucking backseat of the car. Like, that'd be fucking cool.
That would be fucking cool.
Right. So, and you really made me angry when you did this, and I never told you that, and I'm happy I'm getting the release to do it now. And it really turned me on when you did this, and I never would have told you that. And
you should create a game.
I think listen, it's just a card. It's a piece of paper.
No, you should make money off of it.
Right. Well, listen, if you do that, send me money. Or come to my show. I do stand-up. I'm not being very funny now, but I
No, but let's talk about your stand-up. Where are you next?
When does this come out? I'm in Brea this weekend, so I'm doing shows in Brea.
Is that in California?
How do you not know that?
I don't know anything.
It's an hour away from here. That's why I'm here.
Oh, that's why you're in town.
Well, we did some other podcasts for the U Up to like promote the U Up. I'm here to promote the U Up podcast, and then I'm in Brea this weekend, so I'm like an hour away, and then I go back to Delray Beach on Sunday night.
Do you surf?
No. Do I look like I surf?
I don't know what a surfer looks like.
Not like me.
But you live in Florida now.
No, this is more like lay on the beach and complain about my body beach, not like surf beach. Yeah. That's what we do in Florida.
Everyone's getting eaten up by sharks in Florida right now.
So you're the second person to tell me this. I haven't heard of one shark. I haven't seen one shark. I go in the ocean every day I'm there. Every day I take a dip. It's
just a matter of time.
Listen,
before we see you on the news.
I'll send it your love.
Well, let me just tell you, because I am actually concerned about it, what you're supposed to do.
Punch it in the nose. That's what they say.
You're not supposed to swim away from it at all. So you keep your feet planted. You look like a big guy. You punch it right in the nose.
I am not going to do anything. I'm going to scream. If you ever saw me with seaweed, you'd be like, like I touch seaweed. I'm like, get it off. Like, I'm the worst. No.
You're getting eaten.
There's no way.
And you're breaking off soon.
Yeah.
Florida's going bye-bye. So, you know what? You're either getting eaten by a shark or you're going to be sinking.
As it floats away.
Yeah, we can only hope that you're not there when it happens.
We'll see. I'm not there a lot. I'd love to. I can't wait to go back. I've really liked being in Delray Beach. I'm just like enjoying, because New York, it's so hard to do anything.
Right.
Like when you're living in New York, it's like I would have shows at night, and it's like if you want to like go to a beach in New York, it's like
it's far.
Have you planned for 6 months? Like it's far. There's like the Rockaways, but like even that, it's just everything is exhausting. Like I love living in New York. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those like hate on it because I left. Like I love New York City. It's just a different lifestyle.
Have you started dating in Florida?
I've gone on some dates in Florida. Yeah.
Do you talk about them on the You Up podcast?
I talk about my dating life. I don't talk about people specifically. I try to be as classy as I can be. But I mean, if anyone's ever gone on a date with me, I'd assume they know what I do, and I've talked about what I do, and I try to be respectful, but like, and I do understand, like, if I talk about a date just hypothetically or in general, and I can understand someone being like, hearing that and going, oh my God, what are they going to say? Because I'm being honest. But like, I've never felt the need to like make someone else look or feel bad. That's not that's not my goal. It's
so it's an
for me,
overall.
it's to relate. I want people to like I can say that the dates that I've been on in Florida, it's the difference is driving.
Okay.
I think driving puts a pressure on a date that I never really thought it would. That's something I feel in my body and my soul.
Because you don't know how to drive?
No, I know how to drive. I've driven my whole life. It's just the idea that like this is an important thing I'm going to. New York, you walk to the date, you go into a bar, you walk home. It just, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that makes it feel different for me. It feels like it's like we are heading to an event. And also, I think in New York, LA is similar. Everyone's trying to chase something. Everyone's looking to do something. You don't go to LA or New York to not do something.
Right. We came to chase
pursue.
a dream. Yep.
Dream or career or just a hustle. I think when you're in Florida, and this isn't even just dating, just the people you meet, everyone's got a story. Everyone's done something. Everyone's been somewhere. Everyone's got how they ended up in Florida. That's their story, not what they're going to do. It's where they've been.
Okay.
So that's a difference. The mindset is different.
Yeah.
So it's like you go on a date in Florida, it's like, well, I was dating this person. I lived with them there. I did, I used to work here. I moved here because it's all those stories.
Right.
New York, the stories are different. I'm here to do this.
That feels like very Sex in the City to me. Like when I picture people dating in New York, it literally, can only picture Sex in the City or
Right.
Girls.
Well, that show nailed it.
Sex in the City or Girls?
Sex in the City. I know that show nailed it. Like there's so many things that I talk about. They're like, that's a Sex in the City episode. I was like, I had no idea, but they nailed it. Yeah,
You talking about like walking to the date, going into a bar, leaving and walking home. Like it just sounds very romantic.
I lived in the West Village.
Yeah, way less pressure. You're right. Like the whole car situation, and that adds another level of pressure, I think, for a dude because it's like I have to pick her up. I can't ask her to Uber. Like that's gonna be a red mark if someone. Not for me. I would actually prefer to drive or Uber. Like, I'm not trying to have you pick me up.
I'd rather meet at a date.
Let's just meet there.
But listen, this whole, like, a lot of people look for rules so that they don't have to have their own opinion. I meet there. Meet me there at 8.
Yeah.
Meet me there at 6:30.
You have to also understand that the girls, we all like to talk. We ask the details. Did he pick you up? Now you have the pressure of, no, he had me Uber. Ew, he had you Uber. What a fucking loser. And it's like, we didn't think that was a big deal. I didn't think that was a big deal. But now they're putting it in my head that that's fucking lame. But I'm not concerned with that.
Right.
And now I suddenly am.
Dating is a different beast for women. And if a guy doesn't acknowledge that, he's trying to beat you in a conversation. He's a real piece of shit to me.
Yeah, if you can't acknowledge that we're both...
If you can't acknowledge it's different, and... Because you have all these, like, sad boys. I don't know, I hate to acknowledge, like, online people, but, like, you see it online, like, the comments are, like... I put up, like... my special, I have a special on Netflix. It's 37 and Single. And it's... there's a part where I talk about the ick. I started talking about the ick in 2021.
Yeah.
And I was like... It was because a friend of mine, she was like, she wouldn't fuck a guy who wore khakis. And I was like, that was it? Khakis, that's why you're out? And she's like, yeah, it's like one thing and you're out. And then I was like, oh, that's crazy. I was like, I would never have that. And so then I started asking people on the road, what's the one thing? And then I found out the ick from Love Island, UK. They were saying that. And I was like, oh, I'll use that. And I was like, does anyone have like an ick? And like people, I was like, it's one thing where you were like, I'm done. So I went around the country collecting icks. And, so I had the bit. The bit had the beginning and an end, and in the middle, it was a fun way to like interact with the crowd.
I love this.
So I kept doing it, and I started collecting them. So on the special, like I talk about like these very specific ones that I heard on the road, but also my perspective of like I have no relation to it. Like there isn't one thing a woman could do to make me not like want to fuck her. So that's the whole bit. But I forgot why we were talking about this.
Just women, the way women think, and men acknowledging like
so
that we're just different.
Right, the comments from
the sad
men
boys.
being like, these losers would be like, any woman who wouldn't have sex with you for sitting crisscross applesauce is a real elitist, they do all, is a real, shallow person. You won't have sex with me because I have anyone who would get the ick from a Velcro wall is a shallow person. I'm like, no, you're not acknowledging that when women go on dates, they don't have to be attracted to you. Like, the ick comes from giving chance after chance for someone that checks a lot of boxes for you.
Yeah.
And then they do the one thing that you're like, I'm out.
I'm out.
And that's a funny predicament because I don't go on a date with a woman that I'm not attracted to. That's just, my penis won't let me leave the house. Oh. It's just the way it is. I mean, like you said, do men think with their dick? For dating, to go on the date with you?
Yeah.
My penis is a very strong dictator. You cannot leave the house unless my penis wants to leave the house. But that's good and that's bad. It's good because you're on a date with a guy is attracted to you.
Right.
It's bad because that might be the only reason they're on the date with you.
Right. And then you got the back alley dating happening.
Right.
Fuck.
And now they're trying to fuck. But and then you're on the date being like, well, they seem to have friends and they have a good job and my friend said they really are cool, but it takes a minute for them to open up. And now you're 3 dates in with someone you've hated.
Can I tell you a funny meme I saw?
Sure.
It says, these girls won't date a man because he lives with his mom, but they'll date a man that lives with his wife.
Right.
It seemed pretty on par to me. Not saying all women are like that. But we're complex creatures. I feel like men are very simple.
Yeah, that's
and
simple.
We are very complex.
Am I attracted? So I go. So that's like when those guys are saying you're shallow. It's like, no, you're not acknowledging. Like no one's saying that a guy who has a Velcro wallet shouldn't be fucked. We're saying that this woman didn't want to fuck a guy who had a Velcro wallet. One woman's ick is another woman's husband.
Totally.
So that's what makes the bit fun. That's what makes icks fun. Like
you guys do have it easier though.
I'm not trying to,
we have to step in with all of these things happening and you guys get to step in and kind of just like, I am who I am and we have to just accept it. Whereas like we go through this constant, it's like you have to be independent, but you have to make me feel like that I'm taking care of you. You need to have a full-time hustle, but like come home, take care of these kids and cook and clean. That's kind of...
You need a full-time hustle and cook and clean?
That's kind of...
What kind of 1950s...
you would think we evolved, but we haven't. And by the way, if you don't feel this way, like congratulations. Like I would listen to...
I mean, like, listen, there's pros and cons to everything. I'm not trying to, compare plights. I don't think that's helpful. I acknowledge... Yeah, it's a different game you're playing. This is chess and checkers.
I'm going to call in with my next DM.
Please.
And
show it to me now. I'll do it right now.
No, we're not doing it on the podcast.
Text the guy tonight. You want to go out with him.
I'm already shitting
bricks. Date 5. I want date 5. I want to see date 5 out of Lala.
Shitting bricks.
This guy who plays for, he's got training camp right now. I don't know. What type of sport? Hockey.
No.
Baseball.
No.
Football.
I'm not telling you any of these
Skateboarding.
things. Where can people find you before we sign off?
At Jared Freid on Instagram, Wizard of Ha on TikTok.
That's cute.
If you search, I was given the nickname the Wizard of Ha's. And it's become, I say it all the time.
I like it.
Jared Freid on everything. Facebook, Instagram. TikTok is Wizard of Ha, but if you search Jared Freid, I come up. And I'm on the road, okay? So all over this country, I'm doing so my special's out on Netflix, 37 and Single.
Okay.
I have a new special I just taped in December that is an hour story about going to the beach with my parents.
Amazing.
I hope that's going to be on a streamer. We'll see.
Okay.
And now I'm touring a new hour that I've been working on since December, and it's getting better. It's not there yet, but it's getting better. And it's about going to Europe alone and being 40 and single. I'm talking more about dating because that's what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
and how much I hated going to Europe alone. And I didn't fuck one woman. So my sad 10-day alone journey. So it's called the Table for One tour.
Okay.
And I think it's a very fun hour.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's just like my parents were like, "Why would you go to Europe alone?" That was like the first question. I'm like, "What
Did you get my dick wet, Dad?"
Right? What a fucking loser!
Didn't even
I sound
fucking
like.
happen.
Yeah, it didn't do anything. So that's the stand up, and when I do stand up, it's for the whole room. Like I want everyone to have fun.
Okay.
So like, I'm not there to like fuck with you. It's just a fun show, and bring your friends. I always tell people bring their friends and your parents. You can bring your parents.
Great.
I love when people bring their parents to my shows. And the U Up podcast. I think everyone listening to this show would get value from subscribing to the U Up podcast, whether that be on YouTube or any podcast app. We're really good at what we do. So I think
I'm
that's
obsessed with anything that Betches does. So
Betches is the best. Listen, that's been the greatest pleasure of my life is working with Betches and being able to like be with like, three friends that I've gotten to watch their careers, grow, and they've been a part of making my career grow. So it's really a sweet familial thing. So
well, good. I'm congratulations on everything that you're doing. You guys, thank you for listening to another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. I'm going to catch you guys on Monday for the bonus and again next week. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Did I get all three? I'm getting really good at that.